It was a memorial for one of our Talmidim, Kalman Levine, became a great Torah scholar in Israel, and the three others who were also great Torah scholars, brutally murdered by Islamic fanatics who hate Jews. And it's very sad, as the head of the Chaim Wiesenthal Center, I have to say this. Hitler himself, in his final will and testament, he predicted that it would take centuries, those are his words, it would take a few centuries before the world again gets used to the idea of Jew hatred. Here we are 70 years after the Holocaust, and even Hitler, Yamach Shemo v'Zichro, would be shocked and amazed how quickly Jew hatred came back. And there's no other way, this was an anti-Semitic attack against Jews. What did these four Talmidei Chachamim have to do with the agenda of the conflict between Israel and the Arab world? It has absolutely nothing to do, but they took it out, went into a synagogue. They say that they respect religion. This was no respect for religion. And what do we have to learn? We have to learn from this, as the Rabbonim said. What they wanted to accomplish, we have to make sure flourishes. Torah, Judaism, and Eretz Yisrael. Because that's what they wanted to destroy. So the real nekama for a tragedy like this is for the Jews to make sure that the opposite of what the enemies of the Jewish people wanted, that opposite would be a flourishing of Torah and an even stronger state of Israel.
Do you feel that this is taking place on both a physical and a metaphysical level? There's a spiritual war, which is why the Yeshiva HaMerkaz was attacked?
Absolutely. Look, it's always, during the destruction, Jews have had many destructions before. In the time of the Second Temple, Jeremiah predicted the destruction of the temple. But Jeremiah also said that there will come a time where all the fields and all the vineyards will be bought up in this land. We live in such a time. Eretz Yisrael is flourishing. You can't buy an apartment. All the fields and right in front of our eyes, 70 years after the Holocaust. But we have to keep it that way. So we have to strengthen Torah, and we have to strengthen Medinas Yisrael. That's what I take out from this.
Is there an incitement that takes place politically and in the media which incites these Palestinian attacks?
Well, of course, it's not the media. It's the leaders it's Mahmoud Abbas and the leaders of the Palestinian, they claim that they glorify them. They name streets for them. Every single terrorist that commits these horrible things is enshrined forever in some kind of who ever heard of this? In the Second World War, the people that are heroes, that are regarded, are the people who liberated the world from Nazism. But you don't honor terrorists who kill innocent people, hack them to death. It's completely outrageous, unknown to the entire world. So when Mahmoud Abbas honors them and names streets, he's also partly responsible for this, the incitement.
Then why is this White House pushing so hard now for a Palestinian state?
Well, first of all, look, there's many people in Israel. If there would be a real Palestinian, Menachem Begin made peace with Anwar Sadat. Menachem Begin was not a weak leader. So if there would be a Palestinian leader that basically really meant it, and really meant that Israel should exist as a Jewish state, it would be one thing. But Mahmoud Abbas is fooling the world, and sadly, the world bought his line. Europe has bought it. The Obama administration is very weak on this, that they don't understand. How can you have, as part of a national unity Palestinian government, murderers, the people who ordered and who loved what happened to these great Talmidei Chachamim? They're going to be part of the government, of the Palestinian government. With such people, you cannot make it. It would be impossible.
Is this anti-Zionism or anti-Semitism limited to Israel at this stage?
It's anti-Semitism. These Talmidei Chachamim in a shul What were they? IDF generals that they came after in the synagogue? They came after Talmidei Chacham. This was a pure act of Jew hatred. Should be condemned by everybody and not glorified, which is what Mahmoud Abbas does. He glorifies action like this.
Today, it was announced in France that there was a rape. I don't know if you heard. There was
A vote.
There was a vote also,
right,
but French Jews were raped because a French woman home invasion was raped because they were Jews. And
Right. But more important was they had a vote for a Palestinian state in the French Parliament, and the vote passed, which is another tragedy. I mean, a vote for a Palestinian state without any qualifications, without saying to them, we would consider voting for a Palestinian state if Hamas disappeared from the world, if Hezbollah disappeared from the world. But they say no, even under these circumstances, which is preposterous.
But is the Islamic anti-Semitism we're seeing in the world today, is it a political issue about where the borders of Israel are drawn?
Well, first of all, they hate the idea that there should be a Jewish state, but it's pure Jew hatred. Otherwise, how can you say in front of the world that you respect religion, you respect the religions of the world, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, and you glorify an attack on a synagogue against 4 great scholars? What were they doing? Which battalion? Did they serve the Mossad? What did you attack them for? You attacked them because they were Jews. So it was an anti-Semitic attack. That's what it was.
Did you know this Kalman at the time?
Yeah, well, of course, he was a Talmud in Yeshiva. I didn't know him as close as Rabbi Bloch and the other Maspidim, but he was a Talmud in Yeshiva. At the time, if you had asked me in 1977 and 78 if I thought that he would amount to what he is today, what he became, a recognized great Talmud Chacham in Israel, no, I would not have expected that, but it's unbelievable that that's what he achieved with his life.
What kind of symbolism do you see from this attack on such a great Jew and Jewish scholar?
The symbolism is it affirms everything that our Chazal taught us. That b'chol dor v'dor omdim aleim l'chaloseinu. In every generation, there are those who want to destroy the Jewish people. But every generation, the narrative ends the same. The Jews are still here. And we've left in the dustbins of history all of our previous enemies, and I'm sure we will leave them in the dustbins of history in the future as well.
Good point to end on. Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Splendid. Appreciate it.
Thank you.